about Damian Lillard, all about Rip City. The All-Star guard told The Athletic at the NBA 2K launch in New York that it would be an honor to be a lifetime Blazer. He went on to say, quote, "Not a lot of guys get to play for one organization for their entire career. Obviously, I love playing for the Blazers, but as we know, it's a business, and a lot of times organizations have other plans, and sometimes players change their stance on that. But to be a lifetime Blazer, that would be great. I'm all on board for it." Now, he's got a few qualifiers in there, Paul, and you're in an interesting position to talk about this. You thought for a long time you would be a lifetime Celtic.
Yes.
As Dame just said, sometimes plans of the organization change. But you also played with KG, who was a little stubborn about not wanting to leave Minnesota for so long. And then once he was with the Celtics, said, God, I wish I did that sooner.
Right.
So where do you think guys should be on this?
You know, in this day and age, you don't really see players stay with one team, but, you know, he's still young in his prime. So there's going to be a lot of factors, especially with a guard, because now you're talking about, hey, am I going to be a lifetime Blazer if they give me $100+ million or $200 million? Or do I go somewhere? It's all about who values you the most, especially as a guard. You know, Kevin was a big man. He would have got paid wherever he went.
Right.
And so if they feel like they can't move forward with Damian Lillard, then I don't know if they would re-sign him for that big contract again. But of course he's going to say all the right things because he has a paycheck coming up pretty soon while he's still in his prime. And of course he would definitely love being a Blazer if he made $200 million.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's happy and in that circumstance. And I actually talked to Dame at Summer League. We were playing the Aces and he was there supporting. And he's just a loyal guy.
Yeah.
And it goes back to his days at Weber State. He turned a small opportunity into like a really big opportunity. Portland's sort of the same. It's a small market. He's made it his own. He's loyal. I think he really believes something special can happen there. It was not too long ago that he met with the ownership and said, I'm fully committed.
Right.
I'm fully committed. So I think it's more so he has to just play his best basketball, put himself in the best position. The game, unfortunately, is not loyal, you know, the trades and movement. But as long as he keeps conducting business as usual, I mean, he puts himself in a win-win situation.
But I want to ask you, what about what she just said, though? Because that meeting you referred to, yes, he absolutely, look, Dame is so close with the city of Portland. He does amazing things in the community there. He reps them hard. But part of that meeting was him talking to Paul Allen and saying, okay, where are we going? Because I want to win here. But that part of that sentence is I want to win here. How close are they? Can he win there?
They are probably one of those two teams that could be on the outside looking in based on Los Angeles, the Lakers, and Denver.
You mean of the playoffs?
Of the playoffs this year.
Wow.
I equate them to New Orleans and possibly Minnesota as one of those teams that are going to be maybe on the outside looking in. Damian's going to be the ultimate test of the supermax. If he earns All-NBA this year, he is extension eligible for $188 million next year.
Okay.
Now, would he take that, knowing that this is what the team is for the foreseeable future? Him and CJ are under contract for the next 3 years right now. But this is kind of who this team is. They're going to be in a luxury tax next year. They didn't make many moves this offseason. 48 to 49 win team, but we forget it's also the second youngest team in the NBA also, which is the other factor. So, we're in this day and age where getting into the playoffs is just not good enough anymore, where it's all that win now mentality. But it's going to be interesting what happens with Portland this year.
And this goes back when it gets to that Supermax question, the question I ask you guys all the time, the people who have so much, players get paid so much, it is hard for us regular people to say, okay, would $30 million extra that you could get for staying make a difference? $30 million make a lot of difference to me.
Does make a difference.
But when you are making $200-something million, does that $30 million then change its value if it could be, okay, I'm going to stay here and probably not win versus go somewhere and win?
$30 million is $30 million, no matter how you slice it. You know what I'm saying? But the question you have to ask yourself, do I sacrifice trying to win a championship somewhere else for $30 million or continue to be like a treadmill team for an extra $30 million more?
Right.
And if you're thinking about your life and life after basketball, you're going to be like, there's still a guaranteed chance I might not win a championship. So, maybe I'll take this $30 million and ride off into the sunset.
And it obviously changes depending on the salary cap figure and all that. We saw Chris Paul make the equivalent. I mean, it never got to the point where he literally looked at the Clippers' faces and turned down that money. But he basically said, hey, I'm going to try this and go to Houston, and I make money off the court and whatever. And seeing each guy make that decision is going to be interesting as this CBA unfolds.